Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Julia, and I'm from Santa Catarina, Brazil. It is a great pleasure and honor to be here today, participating in such important international congress in the field. The title of my presentation is Rio de Janeiro Olympic Games and Gender Performativity, Clothing and Subjectivities of Brazilian Women Athletes on Instagram. I would like to begin this presentation by introducing the central focus of my research, Brazilian women Olympic athletes. More broadly, being a woman Olympic athlete often involves navigating multiple and complex identity constructions within a space historically shaped to exalt male virility and reinforce the supposed superiority of men over women. The Olympic Games, as this historically gendered territory, have long excluded women, and although their inclusion has gradually increased over the decades, the Games still tend to emphasize an ideal femininity, a norm that continues to shape how women athletes are represented, judged, and perceived. The Olympic Games can be understood as a space of performativity where are expected to conform not only to the binary categories of male and female, but also to gendered expectations. This idea of performativity and doing gender is grounded in Judith Butler's theory of gender performativity, one of the key theoretical frameworks guiding this study. Butler argues that gender is constituted through a series of performative and repetitive acts that produce and sustain gender identities. These performances may occur through gestures, behavior, and even clothing. Clothing plays a central role in communicating who you are, and it inevitably conveys gendered meanings as it draws on dominant ideas of femininity and masculinity, making it a performative element of gender itself. Therefore, choosing what to wear is a meaningful act, one that communicates important aspects of our identities. Olympic athletes, as members of a highly institutionalized sports system, have limited autonomy over what they wear, since uniforms are imposed by the committees. In the case of Brazilian Olympic athletes, their uniforms are designed by the Brazilian Olympic Committee in collaboration with commercial sponsors. This process follows the guidelines established by the International Olympic Committee, which require that the principles of the Olympic Charter be applied in the design and regulation of all uniforms and apparel. It is important to note that the open ceremony uniforms, in particular, were designed to reflect how Brazil, like other countries, wished to be seen on the international stage through the symbolic representation of its male and female athletes. During the 2016 Olympic Games, the spotlight on the country and its athletes extended beyond traditional media. Social media, and especially Instagram, played a central role in shaping how the games were experienced and represented globally. The hashtag Rio 2016 was used in more than 5 million posts, marking an unprecedented moment in Olympic digital engagement, and it was the first Olympic edition in which Instagram was widely adopted to share content related to the event. Among the many users engaging with the platform were the athletes themselves, who actively posted about their experiences and constructed personal narratives through their own content. Given the subjective and curated nature of Instagram, where individuals choose how they wish to be seen, it becomes possible to analyze how the imposed uniforms influenced athletes' self perceptions and how these were communicated through social media. Based on that, this study seeks to explore the following question: how do Brazilian Olympic athletes who participated in the 2016 Olympic Games in Brazil express their subjectivities in posts wearing the Olympic clothing on Instagram? The general objective is understand how Brazilian Olympic athletes express their subjectivities in their clothing in Instagram posts about the 2016 Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The three specific objectives are identify gender identities in the composition of the uniforms of the Brazilian delegation at the 2016 Olympic Games, analyze how Olympic athletes use uniform as an expression of their subjectivities and gender identities, and interpret how and if Olympic athletes produce elements of individualization through their clothing and accessories. Entering the chapter on theoretical methodological assumptions, the theoretical framework for this research is based on the understanding of history proposed by Jenkins and partly by both, who offer a postmodern perspective on historiography. This postmodern understanding understood here is based on the differentiation between past and history proposed by Kate Jenkins. The author differentiates one from the other by understanding that the past is about events that cannot be objectively accessed, and that a history is a linguistic construct of historians about the past that does not aim to reach a truth, but rather to interpret events from different perspectives. So, as proposed by the authors, this research understands that there is no truth about the past, but through Instagram, we seek to understand how the athletes' narratives about themselves were developed based on their attire at an event in which they were in the spotlight of their country, and what this mean and can mean to this day. Since this historical approach also understands that there is no endpoint to what happened. So the construction of a historical narrative about the web past of these athletes is also a way of challenging the master and unique narratives that impose predetermined meanings and presenting a new perspective on this past. Furthermore, the transformations within the field of sport history, especially those that embrace more complex gender studies, are incorporated into this research through the fusion of postmodernism and feminism as a key of points. This intersection is defined by a critique of the subject, which proposed that identities are fluid, fragmented, and contextual, and these identities are shaped by disciplinary practices and dominant discourses. Feminist theoretical perspectives allows us to understand how athletes' clothing, imposed by institutional standards, can also function as a form of expression, acceptance, or resistance to gender norms. Therefore, by analyzing Instagram posts, we aim to explore how these athletes use their clothing to express their subjectivities, crafting personal narratives that may challenge established gender expectations. The theoretical foundation for this approach is Judith Butler's theory of gender performative, which, as mentioned here earlier, supports the idea of identity as a continuous process. The methodological approach begins by addressing Instagram as a source of historical traces, a dynamic platform that has been used by athletes to construct both personal and collective identities. And this understanding of Instagram as a way to access the athlete's past is grounded in what Gary Osmond and Murray Phillips have discussed regarding the digital history of sport. They argue that sports historians cannot ignore how digital tools have expanded our access to the recent past and how they serve as mediums for analyzing and representing historical information online. To assess the feasibility of using Instagram as a research source, a preliminary exploration was carried out. It found that out of the 214 Brazilian athletes who competed in 2016 Olympic Games, 209 had Instagram profiles. Of those, 187 accounts were public and 175 included posts documenting their participation in the games. To collect the data, we developed a rigorous protocol which included specific inclusions and exclusion criteria for the athletes' posts, a defined time frame for the publications to be collected, and clear procedures for storing the data. To manage the large volume of the data collected, we are using Atlas TI, a qualitative data analysis software that helps us organize and structure our material. Sorry. This tool allows us to coordinate group codes into categories and cross-references them, revealing patterns and relationships across the data set. The analysis itself combines iconographic method and Foucault discourse analysis. This allows us to examine how visual representation and captions work to construct gendered subjectivities and power relations in athletes' posts. Although the coding and interpretation process are still underway, early observations suggest patterns of diversified use of uniforms, which may reflect negotiations of identity, agency, and conformity to institutional norms. To illustrate and provide example, we include some examples that can be understood as discourse about uniforms, while the athlete on the left follow the official model defined by the Brazilian Olympic Committee, aligning with institutional expectation. The athlete on the right introduced personal modification, which can be interpreted as expression of individual agents or subtle in resistance to imposed uniformity. This image shows several athletes wearing the official uniform for the opening ceremony, the same uniform but worn in different ways. This small variation in how athletes wear the same uniform, like opening or closing the blazer or adjusting the scarf, can be interpreted as a technology of the self through which athletes subtly act upon themselves to express individuality and negotiate their identities with institutional constraints. According to Foucault, technologies of the self are practices by which individuals shape their bodies, behaviors, and appearances to construct themselves as subjects. And even within the regulated space of Olympic uniforms, these gestures open room for subjectivation. A discursive strategy identified in material involves the metaphorical naming of the Olympic uniform, particularly the use of the term armor found in posts. This metaphor was especially evident in the captions of a rugby player who consistently referred to the team's uniform using this expression. By calling the uniform as armor, the athlete activates a semantic field associated with the combat, resistance, and strength values traditional aligned with masculinity in sports narratives. This linguistic choice not only strengthens the emotional and symbolic weight of the clothing, but also demonstrates how athletes interpret imposed garments as part of their identity construction. Framing the uniform in such terms suggests that Instagram posts function as more than just records of participation. They are discursive spaces where athletes negotiate meanings, reshape the symbolic function of sport attire, and challenge the normative gender connotations. Here are some of my references, and I would like to say thank you. Um, and follow our research group on Instagram. Thank you so much.